Deadname me at your wedding? Have fun dancing in a ruined dress. And the bride is coming with me. I came out as a trans man when I was 13 years old. Back then, there was way less support for the trans movement, so it really affected my family, but around a decade and a half later, everyone in my immediate family understands my identity and is fiercely protective of me over it. Anyway, for the past 4 years, my sister Rose has been dating a guy named Jacob. Now, Jacob comes from a very conservative family, and one of the first things Rose did was confirm that he was okay with my identity. Jacob said that, despite his upbringing, he would stay respectful, and we've gotten along swimmingly ever since. Here's the thing, his family is very different. When Rose said yes to Jacob's proposal, she had a single condition, that Jacob needed to make sure his family would be understanding and respectful, even if not super accepting, about my identity. She explicitly told Jacob not to even tell them my dead name because there was no reason to give them ammo. Jacob also assured me personally that he would make sure not to let anything happen. So, for the wedding, I went all out to help my sister and future brother-in-law. I work in fashion, and my college graduation project involved a lot of wedding dresses, so my sister asked me to design hers. I designed, produced, fitted, and delivered the dress to Rose, completely free of charge. It was genuinely breathtaking, and it's easily my best work. Jacob saw and asked me to do his tux, too, but I specialize in women's clothing, so I offered to do his mother's dress instead. The theme for the wedding was blue and gold, so I already had a deep blue set in mind that would complement the bride's dress beautifully. Jacob agreed. I stitched another dress, this time for his mother, and things honestly seemed like they were going super well. However, when I got to the wedding, I noticed that my placard had my dead name on it. I was a little surprised by this but tried to chalk it up to poor planning or whatever. However, the day of the wedding, everyone from Jacob's side of the family was avoiding me like the plague. As in, I would ask them a question straight on, they would turn away, and fully ignore me. Finally, it got to be too much for me, so I tried to find Jacob. Obviously, he was busy doing groomsman things, so I reached out instead to his mother, since I felt like we would share a bit of camaraderie as I designed, tailored, and delivered the dress she was wearing, all free of charge. So imagine my shock when my future relation, mother-in-law to my sister, looks at me and dead names me loudly, asking me why I thought anyone would pay attention to me if I dressed myself so ridiculously. I can only imagine that she was referring to the fact that I was wearing a suit. And, honestly, after that, I just saw red. I started to walk back a little to remove myself from the situation, and I was tempted to do some very bad things, given that I had a glass of wine in my hand while she was wearing some very delicate fabric, but I tried to be the bigger person. Then, Jacob's mother dead named me again, and all attempts to control myself were futile. What I did next was a little over the top but definitely deserved. Go to part 2.